there is a lot of room for career advancement. So personally, if I was trying to maximize the most amount of money I can make as a nurse, I would definitely consider going to getting maybe a master's, maybe becoming a nurse administrator, or maybe a manager, assistant manager, those kind of things. Because personally for me, bedside isn't really sustainable in a sense of where you're going to approach a time where you almost feel like you're stuck. You don't know what to do in nursing, but you want to make more money, but you're very limited on how much money you can make as a nurse. Even though you are making really good money as a nurse, you're very limited on more money in a sense, because your work is always going to be judged on an hourly pay. So there really isn't any kind of bonuses, any kind of incentives, unless they're doing like an incentive where they're really short, and if you pick up a fourth shift, they'll throw you another $300, $400, things like that. But after being a nurse for a couple of years, you're going to almost feel like you're stuck in a sense, in like a limbo where you're like, okay, I've been doing this for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and I'm only getting paid a little bit more every year. Even though I'm comfortable, it's just like you want more. So this is where I would recommend doing some either managerial things or maybe going back to school. And there's nothing wrong. It's completely fine just to be a staff nurse your whole life. Nothing wrong with that. I respect the people that do that. I understand why people would want to do that, and it's completely fine. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not saying, hey, you should go out and do more. I'm saying being a nurse is a great position to be in life, and if that's where you want to be, I respect that. That's a good choice, and you're going to be fine in that position for the rest of your life. You're going to be comfortable. Life's going to be good to say the least. But for some of you out there that want to maybe make a little bit more money, maybe do something where maybe you want to feel like you're making a bigger change or having a bigger impact, or like I said, just want to make more money, then you have to advance into those leadership roles like a manager, maybe a charge nurse, even though charge nurse isn't really that kind of big of a deal because you're only going to pay maybe $1 or a couple dollars more a shift. But those assistant manager position, maybe the clinical educator, those kind of positions you should maybe be striving for, because if you think about it, with a master's degree, just by going to school for extra 2 or 3 years, you're going to make at least, I want to say, $20,000 to even $100,000 more a year just by adding that master's degree, those 2 years of school. Because even in just jumping from a staff nurse to a clinical educator, you're going to probably make like $20,000 more a year just by jumping that. So that's already worth it. Maybe you might pay $50,000 for school for those 2 years, but you have a long life to live, so you're going to pay that off, and you're going to get that $20,000 plus a year up until you decide to retire, and that's something you're going to compound over time, because the more experience you have, the more leverage you have, the more money you can make.